Hello, welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. Today we're working on the Ford Mustang GT500 Super Snake. It's a 1000 horsepower upgrade. We're going to try and get it up to 2000 horsepower. At the moment we'll just give it a quick clean. And we'll now move it into the garage and start working on it. First I'm going to drain everything. So that means the coolant, windshield washer, the brake reservoir, probably power steering fluid as well. Yeah. Now we're going to remove all these parts in the engine bay, the ECU fuses, there'll be the battery, remove the radiator, air filter box, onto the ABS module and the ABS pump, brake servo. Now we'll put it up into the air, drain the oil, and then we'll remove the gearbox. Well, drive shaft first and then the gearbox. And I have to remove the starter motor before we get the gearbox off. A few rusty bolts on this. Remove the wheel, brake caliper, brake disc. So yeah, so Car Mechanic Simulator, they've just released the Lotus remastered DLC, but at the moment it is only, I think there's only 2 cars in it, which isn't very good, is it? You know, it's priced at, well, it's on a 10% discount at the moment, so it's £2.60. You get the Lotus the Spirit S1 and the Lotus Elise S1. So, you know, for £2.60 you only get 2 vehicles. It comes with the i4 2.0 DOHC and the i4 K Series 1.8. At the moment they're just releasing remastered DLCs. The only new ones what have come out is a Nissan DLC, electric car, Jaguar, Land Rover and Pagani. Well, the Pagani's remastered, Porsche remastered, Hot Rod remastered and the Lotus remastered. They need to bring more real car companies to the game. You know, maybe a Ferrari one would be good, or a Lamborghini one. So now we're onto the back of the vehicle, taking off the wheels, all the brake components, suspension. Going to be using all the tuning upgrades for the engine. Try and get it up to the 2000 brake horsepower. As it is a Shelby Super Snake, you want the biggest horsepower you can. Bring the car down, get the engine crane to remove the engine. Now remove all the body parts. We're going to be using the Shelby Cobra parts, car parts for the upgrade. I want to keep it original to the Shelby. So 1500 for the to weld the car. Looks a lot better now. Now it's time to create the engine. We're going to be going for the V8 DOHC supercharged. See, got all the tuning parts from the pistons, power steering pump, alternator. There's a lot more tuning parts in 2021 than there was in 2018, which is good, you know. They're always adding new tuning parts as well, which is brilliant. If it wasn't for the mods for this game, you know, you'd run out of cars to work on very quickly. The base game cars are rip-off of real-life cars, you know, so hats goes off to the mod creators. using the tuned up engine blocks, camshafts, exhaust manifolds, upgraded spark plugs, upgraded fuel filter. Looks like I forgot to buy a few parts before I started recording this. I like to get all the parts bought before I start recording, just to make it a lot easier, instead of going back and forth to the shop to buy everything. You know, some of these engine comes with a lot of parts, and if I had to buy every part while doing the engine, it'll take a very long time. So I'll go through all the engine parts, all the car parts first, buy it all, make sure it's alright, and then I get on to building the car and recording. So I nearly finished this engine, doing the engine covers, ignition coils, got the throttle to put on, coil cover. I've also slowed down the time lapse as well. You know, I don't want it to be. I know a few people have said in the comments that the time lapse has been too fast, so I have slowed it down a tad bit. I don't want my videos being like 30 minutes long and lose interest halfway through. You know, so I try to keep them between 10 and 15 minutes long. You don't need to see everything in real time, you know, it's not too bad to speed it up. So I'm just adding all the engine parts. Now it's time to lift the car up, get underneath and add everything. First we'll do the wheels, just using standard wheels what were already on the car, painted them black. Start with the suspension, well, intercooler. Looks like I forgot to buy the front cross member. So onto the last side of the front of the suspension, we'll move on to the back. There's not too many parts on this suspension, so it doesn't take too long. You know, you can get some cars which are quite complicated, well, not complicated, but quite a few parts for the suspension. You know, this is just very simple, straightforward, which is good. And the back is even easier. It's a leaf suspension, so not too many parts to it. 2 fuel tanks on this, so put the drive shaft in and the tuned up fuel pumps. So yeah, so as you can see, it's basically the leaf spring, some tie rods and the suspension itself, and that's it. It's very simple. There we go. Now we'll lower the car down, insert the interior. Not really very many steering wheels what look very nice, so you know, I just go for the best looking one. You know, even if it's the GTR one, I'll use that even if it's not going in the GTR car, just for the looks of it. So we are putting on all the body parts. It's the Shelby GT500 body kits. By the license plate. I'm from the UK, so I always use the Great Britain number plate. Forgot a few parts, so we'll add them. Yeah, it was the side skirts I forgot to take off. So we'll add them on. And that's it. So we'll now go to the paint shop, get it painted. Gonna use a livery set on this. You know, I wanted to go for the actual GT500 colour, which is like white and blue. So I'm just going through them all first, just seeing what there is. There's quite a lot. There is quite a lot of different versions to this car. You know, when you go onto the workshop, it'll list them all. Which I'll have a look. So this mod is created by Payne's Workshop. You've got the GT convertible, base convertible, GTCS, both in space and convertible, the Bullet, FR500 CJ, race car, GT500 convertible and standard, GT500 KR. So yeah, you can see that there's quite a lot of Super Snakes, V6 model, Supercharged, Extreme, Hot Wheels. So if you go onto the Steam Workshop, you'll be able to see it there. So now we're just filling up all the windshield wash and coolant. Now onto the dyno. See, factory it is a 1000 horsepower, 1229 newton meters. (1,958 horsepower), got a 956 gain, so we're nearly double the horsepower. Show you around the car, the inside. It's very nicely made. You know, these modders do a great job with these cars, absolutely lovely. So now let's get inside it and start it up and see how it sounds. Get it onto the speed track and see what speed we can get out of it. Well, as you can see, you get it up to a certain speed and it kicks out and it just loses control. Well, it loves to wheel spin a lot and kicks out a lot, so I can't really get a full top speed out of it. We've got 166 kilometers, so we'll go back to the garage now. So as you can see, we got the 1956 horsepower, everything's repaired, all 100%, so we're going to see how much it's worth. 194,000, so we did good. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.